The future of Trafalgar Law. Hello, One Piece enthusiasts. I'm the One Piece nerd, and today let's talk about the future of Law and what it has, the potential it has for the story, and why I believe that Kid probably won't come back, but Law definitely will, and why Kid was preferred over Law to begin with. Now, where does it all begin? It all begins with chapter 1081, with Beppo being the MVP, saving Law from Blackbeard, from the clutches of Blackbeard, in the moment of him stealing Law's devil fruit. And what does it mean? It means that Oda decided to save Law. Yes, the Heart Pirates were defeated, but Law still survives and Kid does not. And before we move on, make sure to like and subscribe, it helps the channel a lot. Now that you have, let's begin. Let's start off with why Law was chosen over Kid. Very simple. Law's devil fruit holds the potential to basically enabling Luffy to beat everyone in the One Piece world. I'm talking about the immortal surgery and, of course, the fruit itself. The fruit in and of itself is very valuable, and compared to Kid's fruit, this is nothing. This is literally the most expensive thing we've had in the world of One Piece thus far, if I remember correctly, in terms of value-wise, and Law is a very important character in my opinion. Yeah, Kid was the rival of Luffy. He was a user of Conqueror's Haki, and he had ambitions like Luffy. He basically was Luffy with the bad luck involved. But Law is nowhere near like Luffy. They're very different, very, very different. But what they have in essence is the will of D. They have the will of D. They're both passed down by mentors who they have to fulfill their wishes as well. For Corazon, it was for Law to live, and for Law, for him to figure out the will of D, finding out about the Void Century, finding out about why he exists in the first place. That was Corazon's wish, and I feel like that plays a more significant role than whatever Kid had to play with becoming Luffy's rival, and just ended up bashing himself. And Kid, in all honesty, does not serve any other purpose within the plot, aside from being Luffy's rival, which at this point I don't think he really needs, because the rival that has been hyped up from the start of the story till now was Blackbeard. Kid was just introduced halfway through the story, creating as a supernova. Yeah, the same could be said for Law, but if you guys have an expectation of Kid coming back because of Luffy's rival, you guys have to remember, Luffy's rival was never Kid. It was always Blackbeard. It was always Blackbeard Luffy was facing with ever since Jaya. And no one can deny that. And now moving on from that, Law being saved, of course, it comes into play. The immortal surgery comes into play. And again, I'll go back to the dialogue Doflamingo referenced about how Doflamingo wanted to get his hands on the national treasure that lies in Marijoa, but he will be unable to get it if he doesn't have the help of the immortal surgery. And remember, Blackbeard also knows about it. Blackbeard knows about everything when it comes to devil fruits in the One Piece world. And he knows how important the immortal surgery is. He wanted to steal the fruit for himself. Of course, he didn't want to eat it. He definitely wanted it to give it to someone else that would give him the immortal surgery. And if not that, at least get it for himself. That would make him overpowered. But that's not the point. Point is, that immortal surgery is very important. For Luffy, we know plot-wise that he has a very shortened lifespan because of his devil fruit. It is due to him basically doing things that will not be possible, that is not possible for normal human beings to do. I'm talking about Gear 2nd. I think Gear 4th does the same. It burns out his Haki. At the same time, it'll also burn out his lifespan. He's also had his lifespan cut down by 10-20 years with the hormones that were used in Impel Down and in Marineford by Ivankov. We know how important Luffy's lifespan is in the context of the story, and we know how Roger ended his life. The way Roger ended his pirate journey was because he was sick. If he wasn't, he was probably do more. A lot more. He probably waited for Joy Boy, wait until everything is in place, and then actually try to figure out the history for himself. Instead, he didn't have the choice, and I think Luffy will get that. Luffy will get that luck of Joy Boy, where it is possible for him to see it through. He'll be able to take down Eam. He'll be able to take down the world government, and he'd be able to find the true history because he's Joy Boy and Lodger was not. And to enable that, Law is key, and the immortal surgery is definitely key. Even if Law doesn't use the immortal surgery, we know how much significance he has with the involvement of the story and how much he's helped Luffy, and of course him being a Will of D. And of course that was a very bad place to die for someone who is a member of the D clan. And with that being said, we can further speculate by saying that the immortal surgery will definitely help Luffy get way ahead of the fight with Blackbeard and Im-sama. Like, the national treasure, I'm not going to speculate on what it is. I'm not going to speculate on why Doflamingo said it was necessary, but to face off against someone like Blackbeard with such destructive power, I don't think Luffy by himself with Gear 5 would be able to handle Blackbeard. Like, I underestimate Luffy at this point a lot more than Blackbeard. Yeah, Blackbeard's reckless. He's stupid, which is why he takes damages from fights he's not supposed to take damage from, because he's reckless, just like Luffy. But he's strong. He has crazy endurance, and he's smart. He's smart when it's necessary. And well, one last final thing that I need to touch up on, that is Blackbeard. I always wanted Law to face Blackbeard because Law is a doctor and he can figure out what's so crazy about Blackbeard's body that enables him to have multiple devil fruits, and it will clear out Luffy's theory as to, why he called Blackbeard them. Way back in Jaya, when Nami mentioned that, who is this guy? And both Luffy and Zoro responds with, it's not him, it's they. Nami did not realize what it was. We as readers did not realize what it was. Then we figured out that he can have more than one devil fruit, which is not capable for any other person on the planet. And Marco comments on how weird Blackbeard's body is. Wow, how he never sleeps. And he's crazy endurance. He's multiple personalities. Now, the multiple personality thing could be a theory of ourselves, but it's still a fact. And you need someone like Law who has used his powers with Blackbeard. We haven't seen the full extent of how much Law has done, how much he was able to do. But the point still remains that he is still a doctor, and he might know what is so crazy about Blackbeard that will give Luffy the key to defeating him. And last but not least, the narrator said the Heart Pirates were soundly defeated. They weren't annihilated, but at the same time we see clear evidences of Beppo saying that our crew will be fine. In the case with Kid, there was no such evidence. We got no evidence of Kid surviving. We had no evidence of any other member surviving, but we had that with Law. And I believe that is more than enough reason to say that the Kid Pirates won't come back ever. And I think that's it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and peace.